That's a classic.
Just comes out every once in a while. Ox even threw one in, I think it was last week, which was pretty good. As flash on in, Peyz is ready to go, and guess what? Looking for UCal in mid as well. As owner's here, but he's on a ward. He's going to spot that one out. KRX going very aggressive for this as he's going to fire kick him away. Now the root comes in on a Peyz, and he just gets comboed down. Does not respect Willer's ability.
So wait, as Peyz and KRX go in, but this is exactly what we're talking about. We talk about pre-6 jungle power between these two in the 3v3. It's always going to be Willer's timid passage of play here for Willer recently. Now they know.
It's just in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have his flash here. The Cyclone comes in. Owner just flashes to make sure.
They get a lot of power, and denying some farm here on the bottom lane is absolutely a big win. Now let's see if Rich can survive this one.
Yeah, we got a TP coming in, but I think they just have the damage to kill Rich eventually, as in comes Peyz, and this rotation comes up. Andal's like, wait, I thought it was just 2. And even though it is just the 2 hitting him at the moment, he is going to just buffer and get out, but isn't going to have much effect. T1 essentially giving over the second Drake to get Peyz more money.
Yeah, let's see what the soul is, because this might actually not be worth it. Okay, it's Ocean Soul, feels very worth it. But still, comes at a trade-off. As LazyFeel is ahead pretty significantly on gold and is getting more plate gold, burst him down with all that CC, then Faker can't kill LazyFeel, and if Owner isn't able to do it, then he just wins the team fight, even if he hasn't hit his big spike yet, because he's Yunara, and he's going to clean up, and he does a lot of damage. Rich is once again in danger, and that's and Willer is on it right now. TP is going to come through here for Doran first. UCal not here. This is a really awkward fight for QMDRX. He does have Realm Warp, and he's going to need to use it to get here if they want to contest. They could look for a punish here.
Yeah, this TP is from Faker. The ult out of Ondil, not nicely timed. It doesn't get the knock up there. KRX gets low, but that's just about it. LazyFeel buys lonesome in mid. That's not how you want to play around your Yunara in this case, as QMDRX have been run around here, and now in the ult of the Anivia, just being chunked out as Peyz comes over and begins to do tons of damage. A very one-sided fight to T1.
Yeah, I really think QMDRX have some angles with this comp, but that setup was not even close to it. As you mentioned, the Yunara is so cut off. UCal is basically not even in the fight, and he might be the last one to die in it if it's part of the fight. I guess you wouldn't really call this part of that fight, but he is forced to flash away, and the T1 are just like, cool, thanks for the dragon and the extra kills. As once again, you jump in the Herald.
Yeah, might as well. And yeah, I do agree. I feel like QMDRX had some angles in this one. They even got through the lane pretty well, but now, I mean, you're down 5,000 gold as they're going pretty deep for this one. And yeah, you can combo your ults together, but where's the follow-up? As now we are going to have LazyFeel coming in. They take down Peyz, and that's what you like to see, because they're actually able to put 2 and 2 together. Of course, Doran was just top lane without TP, just pushed
aggressive play from the side of T1 at this point, as Andil is dead in live. But look, they get on top of Peyz here. There's no one to bail him out anymore. His owner's cycling on the wrong side of the fight. There's no peel. And so they get him really well played here. But in live, it feels like all of this just washes away as Andil is caught backing by Faker. Oh, he actually went for the dredge line. Yeah, greedy. Let's say that. Let's say greedy.
Yeah, as we have a TP coming in here on top of a Realm Warp. They're really trying to take down Faker, who is going to go into egg. Can they even take out the egg? Rich is going to try and fail. As Owner picks up the kill. That'll be his 4th kill here on the Wukong, as he's 9 out of 9 for kill participation, as he has been everywhere this time around. Owner going to go pretty deep there, but gets a nice trade onto UCal.
I think no one has told QMDRX. I mean, look, LazyFeel's not originally, you know, he's I guess he's always been in this region, but he's not, you know, an old school LCK player. He doesn't know about unkillable Demon King. That's kind of in the name. You can't kill him. He has egg in this situation. They tried. Like, Rich, I know you come from another game, but you should know by now. It's the 2nd time they've tried to kill him in the beginning of a fight. And Peyz is just like, I'm right here, and I'm going to kill all of you instead. And, yeah. Well, I think this game went off the rails a few minutes ago, and it's a little bit of a shame because I thought all the tools were there for QMDRX. As Faker, maybe this time he dies. Doesn't have passive here.
Yeah, trying to hide in a side lane and wait for Faker to come up here, which is generally where Faker likes to go.
QMDRX don't even get to have that conversation about starting Dragon first. Willer has flash and ult here, but he is very outnumbered. very, very outnumbered. Here comes a Realm Warp. He's trying to change that.
Yeah, they're just trying to reposition as they were kind of above T1 and now they're below with the rest of the team. Owner still on the flank. He's not actually in the pit just yet, but on vision here is Willer. Doesn't have his Q and he's just isolated. Has to flash away. Equalizer, pretty big though on that back line. Most of the damage though is only going to hit Keria. And so that's going to be the flash away from Rich as well. Willer not able to get into the pit as Doran is going very deep, trying to force this fight to continue. And he will be able to do exactly that as he does go down. But now actually a bit of damage going over to Lazyfield, going to pick up two, but straight into the arms of Faker. And Owner, as I said before, very fed and very much ready to party if you would like to. As they're looking for you, Cal. The stun comes through and setting up Faker very nicely. One more wall will get it done into the E. And Faker and Owner get it done together.
Yeah, Rich trying to 21.6K here on this Anivia and save the day by snapping up a flashless Lazyfield.
Yeah, feels pretty good for the side of T1. I mean, they have this really big gold lead as this is going to be a bit on vision. In comes Willer, but he just gets fire kicked away. And now he's not going to be around for very much longer. Down he will go to Peyz, who picks up another kill. And the Realm Warp comes out from UCal. But yeah, T1 are very far ahead. Feels like some of these fights are a little bit closer than they have to be. But still feels like T1 is in control. And they definitely should be after picking up a nice Baron here at this point.
Yeah, pretty easy for them. It should be with the wave clear they have with this Anivia to put the push topside with the Illusion and then have those waves crashing into mid to get these two inners out very quickly and then start to threaten the inhibitor turrets, as we're even going to see a TP here from Faker as they'll leave Doran to mid and put this massive wave clear to the test right on top of this inhibitor turret. Clear these waves, let the Baron siege do its work. Waves just disappear.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you see that Rich has to TP back into the play as he was pushing bot. Doesn't get a lot of value there. As he does come in, and this top turret is definitely gone, the inhibitor as well. The wave in mid at least is cleared for now, as T1 still tons of time here on this Baron. Might just go for a little reset and another push.
And just push this inner turret to basically leave all inners off the map. Inhibitors will be under threat at a moment's notice, so it gives T1, they just win one team fight, so many different angles to end the game. And there needs to be a response here. I mean, Rich does have his equalizer, may need to use it.
Yeah, it just feels like for Rich, you know, even if you do use it, maybe the cannon minion doesn't die and then you don't have your equalizer for the fight. There's really no good answer for KRX at this point. Other than trying to force a fight and layering some CC and damage, is that's not exactly what I meant, Guillaume, but nice try. As eventually T1 going to press their buttons and just roll their face over the keyboard. We got a triple kill here for Peyz, who is the Pentakill king. As they're trying to hold this kill, UCal's like, here, take me. Quadra comes in for Peyz.
Pretty tough to kill Rich here with the completed back. See if they can do it.
Oh, he's going to get walled down, and now just a bit more damage as the stun. Oh no, the shield nearly denies it, but it is still another pentakill for Peyz as he picks up two in the base.
Another penta for Peyz. And T1 finished the game with it in pretty dominant fashion here.
상타 가자. 네, 봤다. 노트 셀타. 아무래. 파이도고. 펜타인데? 진짜로? 펜타래. 라이저. 야, 펜타다. 럼블. 럼블부터 잡을게요. 오케이. 아, 안 돼? 이거 잡지 말자. 라이저 가지고. 잡지 말자는 거야. 나 진짜야? 아, 진짜 안 돼. 잠깐만. 야, 럼블 들어가자, 이거 진짜. 나 들어갈게. 진짜 감사하다. 럼블 집 누른다. 가자. 와드 하나만. 와드 하나만 하게. 나 줄 사람. 할게. 야, 아니지? 먼저 줄게. 와, 진짜 이거 맞아? 진짜 감사하다 근데 이거. 감사. 펜타 뭐냐?
As they're winning the league. They're winning all this.
Yeah, gonna get knocked up here. Andal has to flash away. I mean, they get level 2 first, which is interesting to say the least. Peyz is like, oh, you want to trade? Let's go. I have lethal tempo. And here we go. Once again, the engage comes in from Keria. But guess who's bottom lane? It is the jungler of KRX. They're looking for the kill on a Lazyfield, but Willer going to pick up one and make it two. As level 3, Willer gets down there and saves.
Well, Doran still has his exhaust.
Yeah, I mean, the Jax at least has good setup with the counter-strike because he gets in melee range. The exhaust does come out. I think Doran's too far away from everything, just dies as Willer says, you know what, I will just put the team on my back and try to make this an interesting game.
Yeah, the position there was great because he knows there's likely a ward in that brush. He's able to hide himself there, let Rich do the engage. Because as Doran, you're pushing up thinking like, well, if Rich all-ins on me, I have exhaust, it's fine. But did not calculate Willer, which has kind of been the story of this game. Again, a third time, did not calculate for Willer. He doesn't have flash anymore, but doesn't need it.
Yeah, he was just top. I mean, they're not expecting Willer to be going crazy solo queue gank level, of course, as well. Here's Owner in the bottom lane, and Lazyfield will die to Peyz. So a nice little win back here for Owner after he farms his whole jungle.
Game here, obviously. A lot of advantages picked up for Lisa in his flash.
Yeah, I mean, he has flash, so if you're in flash range, you're going to die. Faker did not respect that. No flash on the Annie now, I suppose, is what he'll post. Is now a 2v2 in the jungle. Willer is quite strong. Doran trying to get the kill on Andil, but he's just going to flash away and get out of that one as we hop to Peyz, who's just running. And Willer gets in. Picks up another kill, make it number 4. KRX is here as well. We got a TP in from Faker, and Faker is going to have to flash over the wall. This Mounter W comes in, but no follow-up there from Team DRX.
Also, like, you're a Varus. You can't do that much damage yet.
Speaking of, he is still a Varus, and under the turret, Willer is going to make their lives and just this objective down. It's not like on spawn or anything, but it's still relatively early, 8.5 minutes. And maybe he just goes up and picks up the objective. I mean, at this point, you know, his farm is also ahead of Owner, but he also has 7 out of 7 kill participation, with 5 of those being kills. So yeah. He's just been doing.
Obviously, he still has to deal with Varus things. And
what's happening
I don't have
here?
the answer.
Where did KRX come from? I guess he was just hiding on bush. I mean, that's really the only explanation.
Yeah, I guess that's the case, and Lazyfield was just greeting there. Did have his ult. We'll find out. But I think you're probably right. KRX probably just hiding either in the tri-brush or in the river, and it was not respected. Maybe Lazyfield saw him backing and thought he completed it, but he didn't. As Doran has friend this time, just one. KRX is coming up, though.
Doran has friend. We'll see if it works out. As the Impale is going to come through, and the aggro was taken by Willer. A giant shutdown. 819 gold does go over to Owner. As they're looking for more, it's Skarner and Tom Kench together. And, yeah, not going to continue on that adventure.
Really great gravity field placement here. Yukao's going to challenge, though.
And it's going to kind of run through, as the Annie is quite fast. And eventually, KRX does come over here, though, as a bit of damage comes in. But the heal is there. The flash lick. And Yukao still on the run. As another lick is going to hit. Couple more autos and one lick could get it done, but under the turret, I think KRX is going to have to give up on now this adventure. As he throws up an emote and says, I'm having a really happy game. I don't know, the Varus is fine. I would say that giving all those kills over to the Annie and the Lee Sin is the bigger issue.
Yeah, Owner, yeah.
Now, just going to flash on in, just doing Skarner things, nicely done. And once again, you know, in game 1 it was Rich, game 2 it's kind of unpunishable.
Yeah. KRX here trying to find an angle to challenge this dragon, but Owner doesn't have flash, and I think they're just going to have to let this one go. Lazyfield clears the wave, and there's no cross map here now for T1. So, double dragon here for T1 and KRX. Unfortunately for them, again, on the highest roll, it could have been on Soul.
Yeah.
No ult for Doran.
Exhaust does come through, and another counter-strike. Flash forward from Rich. He gets the solo kill. Nice pickup from him, as that Varus is still just not online, and Storm played a little bit too close.
Yeah, like I said, if you're playing under turret, there's no way that Jax can do anything there, but you're playing out of turret. And when Doran flashed, I guess he was like, I guess I'll trade flashes, because Rich follows 100% there, and he's going to get the turret here, I think, as well. This is a pretty huge wave. A lot of denied minions. Doran, that CS advantage is gone. And the gold lead has tripled here for Rich with a kill on that point to work out there, because Rich can flash on him. But it is T1, right? They're great at playing the map. So I wonder how T1 gets back in this game if they do. And it's going to start with a bit of a contest here.
Yeah, I mean, TP available, and now we got the flank coming in from Rich. The follow-up is there, but it's on to a Tom Kent. Now they're going to have to set their sights on an Owner who is going to have everything thrown into him, but eventually the Devour comes through as Keria comes back in. The shield is there, but Keria just essentially trading his life for Owners.
And T1 were very aggressively contesting there. And Skarner is pretty tanky, but as we saw there, even a kick from Muller can put him into a zone where he's just going to take too much damage too quickly. As Doran did finish his first item, does have the Hexblade online now, but
even then, you know, from behind, even if they do have Faker, it's like, I don't know, guys. Like, do you really take the Rift Herald away from the 6-kill Lee Sin with 2 items? My money would be on no. But T1, they said, you know, maybe we find an angle. Maybe the Owner gets a little steal, a little cheeky steal. Does not work out that way. It's now up 3,000 gold looking for Faker as the flash comes in. Willer kind of flashing ahead of the play, and he just has so much damage as, there you go. UCal eventually does have to flash to get the kill.
And LazyField has ult, so he might be able to clear this wave. He's going to have to be very careful about how he does it.
Yeah, I mean, Owner's definitely going to go in for this one. The exhaust taken here by Peyz in this game, and it's going to come to great effect as they're able to dive as 3 on a little journey themselves. But KRX are on the chase. They do have Rich going over the wall. I mean, this Jax is just too powerful. They don't have the damage to cut through them. As the CC's there on Owner, Peyz trying to do his best to take out Ondil. Gets over to Keria. As now we have the Varus coming in as they are really trying their best to skirmish from behind and still win. As Willer's going to go in, look for a bit more on Doran. As another Sonic Wave going to land, and eventually with the stun coming in, the Lee Sin can comfortably go down.
Valdez.
Yes.
LazyField. And then the moments like this is why you pick this comp, right? Because you're Peyz and Keria, and you're like, we're going to show off our mechanics, but you're super far behind, and you're not having the good time you thought you were going to have. A Soul Point will go over in the interim.
Yeah. Especially, again, you're playing into really fed Lee Sin, who's very strong on this patch, and a Jax, who's really good into 280 carries when that is your main source of damage in that weird skirmish that you opted into. So now they're looking for Faker once again. The Sonic Wave into the kick, and the follow-up is easy. And a lot of T1 was kind of in the area, just did not matter, as that is the power of Willer on the Hornets. It's not hard engaged per se unless the Annie's got flash. I'm gonna hold that thought as KRX trying to go for a T1 Baron.
Faker coming up.
And I mean, they are very far ahead as Rich does have the flank here, but the Impale goes in onto UCal, and he's just gonna die for free as the trade is there for Owner at least. Doran does have to flash away as LazyField is getting some value out of that one. Keria trying to go 1v1 versus Rich is not going to win that trade. And you see that T1 do have to back on. We have our buttons back. UCal's about to get his flash back. I've got kick flash. It's going to be really difficult. I mean, Skarner can find ways to get into the pit. Not as easy from the blue side, actually, when you consider Skarner's kit. But, you know, it's going to be difficult to stop him with just a kick, but a little bit easier because Owner's on the blue side. Just trying to go in the front door as Rich goes in, straight into the back line, flashes away, but the kill's already there as everybody gets stunned by UCal in the bush. And the follow-up from Rich is beautiful as well, as at least the Devour comes in. Some low health bars here on the side of KRX as T1 barely hanging on, but still a very good fight here for KRX.
Absolutely massive stun there from UCal. Rich gets into the back line and flashes left there, which puts him into safety, but also prevents any real retreat. All right.
Thanks, Wolf. At this point, you know, maybe that's what we need in this game number 2. Just a little bit of role-playing as Tom.
Keria went in. He saw what he saw, and he said, bleh.
Bleh. Gross.
And I think that's what a lot of T1 fans are probably feeling about this draft right now. KRX are going to bring us to 3. Taking this Ocean Soul now. Wasn't the greatest soul, we mentioned it earlier, but a soul is a soul, and it is very strong for side lane Jax. Just in general, when you're ahead, any soul feels good, just more power. And it spawns the Elder, in case you haven't won the game by then. Peyz trying to farm his little heart out right now. Does have Spear Shojin, trying to get to a point where he could carry this game. Faker is just so far behind and went for the tankier build here, so just isn't able to do the damage. Really high power early jungle pick that has a lot of mobility. You could basically call out every lane and be like, will they assume I'm there and play safe? Or will they test the waters?
Oh.
Enough.
I mean, I guess they're just waiting for the Elder to spawn, and, you know, they don't have the greatest siege, as you mentioned, but it is a bit like pulling teeth, as Peyz is the main character. They're trying to take him out, as just going to go over the wall is Keria, following there with the wave, and I think eventually, you know, that hope, that 1% chance that T1 gets back in this one is immediately stamped out. KRX are going to get a kill on both the bottom laners. Rich still hanging around.
I don't think you need to kill Elder to win this one if you just push right now. They've got 2 waves to push in. Owner, no flash. We'll get away because he is Skarner. And we'll see what they decide to do here. I mean, I think they have enough to just end it before Faker and Peyz respawn. There's 30 seconds to go. There's an Annie here with Tibbers out. I think you just take this out. GG.
Yeah, they don't quite have the wave clear even with the Varus as the stun goes in onto Rich, but eventually they just kill the Skarner. They're like, yeah, cool stun, their owner, as it's not going to be enough. KRX will clean up here as they get 27 kills in a 31-minute game to take out T1.
Guarantee. And this is a big win here for KRX. Again, all 3 games, they have gotten double dragon. And it looks like this game, at least half of that will go over. Is it going to be 3 Ocean Souls in a row is the other question.
Yeah, could be. And, you know, it's kind of interesting because game 2 was a little bit of a weird one, right? Like T1 definitely were happy gaming early on. The game got out of hand. Willer got super fed, just kind of took over. And that's kind of the, I'm going to have to hold that thought as Ondel's just going to flash away. But yeah, but that was kind of like the free game that they gave away. But KRX always get like 1 standard game as well. So does that mean that they just get a standard game here? It's kind of exciting to think about. They might get it as that combo not going to work out, but UCal does not have his flash, so he's just dead still. First blood, gonna go over
Lazy
to
Field,
T1.
though.
Yeah, Lazy Field's here, and Owner in a bit of trouble as the subjugate does come in. And they do get the kill onto Ondil, but a kill also goes over to Lazy Field.
So Idol has ults. They have to be really careful about trying to push any further, but they do have the numbers advantage now with Peyz also showing up here.
Just gonna send it for another opportunity here, as even with the pillar, Keria not able to land that one, but he has his dash this time. 4 members of T1 in top lane.
Yeah, but there's no answering push anywhere else on the map, so I don't think this is really that bad unless...
All right, they're just gonna go on in, and the subjugate immediately on Ondil, and he's just made a paper. And ult just not going to hit anything from Peyz, as this is 2v4 for now, but here comes UCal looking to get in on the party as the stun is there, and he's just going to flash out of that one. Kill does go over to Rich, though. Very in the front line as Keria looking to chase, but not going to find anything.
2 pushing waves here, though, for KRX. Can they get Ondil?
Oh, that's the max range on the hook, as with the Ignite, you thought he was going to get the kill, but not quite the case. UCal looking to get in there as well, but now head-to-head against the Trundle, not a great spot, but here comes Lazy Field as the kill goes to Willer. And Lazy Field kind of trades positions with Keria.
Great ultimate, forces Keria to flash, and Owner's damage here needs to be respected, but then Lazy Field goes over the wall and forces Keria away, and we end up having that trade to come through. As in live, we have a big fight here.
Yeah, Lazy Field is forced to flash away. Keria, you know, he's not taking over the game per se, but he's still getting tons of value out of the pike. I mean, the amount of times he's hitting the Bone Skewer into forcing flashes or forcing awkward moments for members of KRX who don't really have a better opportunity to get away. So that's going to be, you know, getting the flash at a Lazy Field and saying, now we're going to just take the strike for the team. See that they're trying to go up to the top side here.
Yeah, I do see a bit of a group here for Herald, and that'll be their attempted cross map, but the timing is a little bit awkward here. Doran gets the TP back, and the rest of the team is coming up. Peyz has his ult back up. I think T1 are happy to deny this and go for a full contest. I mean, there is arguably double smite here with Lazy Field, but this is not a stable position for Kiwoom.
Yeah, they're going to TP in Rich and look for the turn to come in, but a big shockwave going to put them at bay, and double kill for Peyz as Doran knocks it down with a kill onto the Xin Zhao, and immediately KRX, they go face-to-face with a bit of wombo combo. They find themselves on the bad side of that one as in goes Keria, going to miss kind of everything. But that is okay as Rich is being baited into the fight, and eventually will go down to Faker, who picks up the 4th kill for T1 in the fight.
1,500 gold lead and a Herald to boot. So, you know, this lead is actually larger than it says on screen right now.
Yeah, because this is kind of a done deal. I mean, Willer's nearby. You know, maybe they try to get some kind of pick onto someone, but Shockwave available once again. Doran just has to flash away.
And in that last fight, Ando went super deep, tried to follow up when the rest of the team, I think, was trying to leave. A little pillar peel.
Pillar peel.
Yeah, he peeled them away with pillar. And oh, he's fine. They were like, we're going to catch this Jace. And owner was like, oh, it'll be pretty unfortunate. There's a pillar in the way.
Yeah. Let me just summon my Trundle over here.
And Peyz is going to take this turret out. Oh, I guess he doesn't have satchel. Hey, he does. He's just trying to use the turret to deny CS while he does it. Maximizing value.
Yeah. Kind of difficult when Lazy
go in, but trying to hard force, not necessary. As Doran is just getting a lot of value topside. Now he's going to TP in. See if they can rush this down. I don't think so. Herald also here for combat power. KRX wise to maybe step away, but they're so far behind they want to fish.
Yeah, well, there doesn't really have much of a health bar anymore. He's up against the Trundle. We got the flanking Yorick getting in there as the pillar's going to be utilized. Is now LazyField going to try to zone them with the Fate's Call. Might be able to. In goes Ondil. And now we got UCal with the engage, trying to really set something up here. Faker pretty low, but he is going to survive at the end of the day. Ondil the first to go down, and the second will be Willer. They got the Dragon, but what will it cost them? We have this TP in the mid. Peyz on the flank, I guess, from the left side. Carrier trying to continue with things as the pillar does come in once again, but Miasma pretty good at zoning them away. Carrier still here. And still looking for the angle. He's not quite going to find it, as Rich looks like he's just going to go the left way and get out.
Looked for a very brief moment like T1 had just been outplayed on the Dragon. They are still
right now.
I mean, he absolutely will pop off if he hits his target. Says, oh, Ondil.
He's actually going to have to go on in. And the Shockwave comes through, and Ondil dies. Subjugate once again, huge value against the Leona. Willer as well, just going to essentially fall over like a house of cards. And okay, they're trying to play here, but the stun comes through for Carrier. And he will be able to set it up. Only UCal getting the one, but it's still a massive team fight win for T1.
That stun from Carrier. I mean, without that, there was a chance maybe about to end.
Well, they're going to go deep into the enemy jungle and find Ando once again. Very sad Leona in this game just has not had much of an effect at all. Carrier trying to take a 1v1 against LazyField, stands still and accepts his fate. And it's not the Fate's Call, as he is the enemy support. LazyField still kiting this one out until he dies. You know, I had hope for a little bit in this game that KRX were going to actually pull off an upset. I saw the angles.
Yeah, no, I kind of saw them too, but it just didn't work out. Like the amount of times they took poor fights with poor setups to give them, nothing really you could do is there's a Ziggs bomb behind him. Okay, UCal.
Yeah.
Flash 2 ults there. Yeah. High value. Now what's he gonna do?
Have a Storm Surge here for Faker. I mean, he's really, he's doing the boom boom damage at this point. Willer says, well, I gotta try something. And something he will try, and then immediately die. And so will Ondil, eventually. There he goes. Carrier also going to survive as he's able to go ahead in there and heal up quite a bit. And Rich, the last one here that will go down as T1 this time around. A bit more straightforward than game number 2, although they still had their fun. They were able to, you know, at least set the foundation first before they had their fun.
T1, the circus continues, but it will end in this third and final game, as it has in so many of these wonky happy game series where game 2 gets a little fun, game 3 gets a little more competitive as Faker and Carrier dismantle LazyField. And it's not a 3-ring circus, it's a 3-game circus that T1